The first dilemma is from Ishan. Hey Jordan, I always try to fix my schedule, but I always start procrastinating. I try to code, read books, do assignments, attend classes, meditate, exercise, and wake up early every day. When I am not able to complete them all, I feel unaccomplished and filled with negativity. But when I am genuinely happy, there are family issues or those sudden waves of sadness and loneliness. Thank you. Well, first of all, Ishan, to say that you're 14 years old, you have really good grammatical skills. So props to you for that. Secondly, you have to stop making, and this goes to everyone out there, everyone on their self-improvement journeys, you have to stop making your self-love and your self-worth contingent on the practices that you do. In other words, you can't make your self-love contingent upon your sleep schedule or upon your nofap streak. You see, a lot of times when you do that, you're subconsciously comparing yourself to other people. You're holding yourself to the standards of people who are not on the same path that you're on. Now, that's not to say that you should simply eliminate all of these practices and live life as a degenerate, but at the same time, you have to do these practices from a place of already loving yourself. This is why I say that you have to love yourself before you do self-improvement, or better yet, as you do self-improvement. Because if you make your self-love and self-worth contingent upon these practices, they'll always be just out of reach. It's like a mirage in the desert of that inner void that you have. You'll always chase it, but you'll never catch it. Or a sunset, rather. You'll always see it on the horizon, and you can follow it for as long as you want, but you'll never actually catch it. And a lot of times, the best thing that you can do is stay still where you are and enjoy the view. In other words, be present and love yourself as you are right now. Understand that perfection is not the goal. I know that I have a lot of perfectionists who are subscribed to me. And I feel like that's because I myself can be a perfectionist at times. But what you have to understand is that perfection is the enemy of progress. If you want to make progress in your life, which at the age of 14 to say that you're already coding, reading books, meditating, so on and so forth, you're definitely on the right track to make progress in your life. But if you're constantly seeking out perfection, you're going to stunt your own growth because perfection is illusory. It's that sunset on the horizon that you'll never truly catch. And some people allow that to drive them, which is fine, I suppose. But if you want to be fulfilled in the present moment and not live your entire life chasing fulfillment, it behooves you to learn to love yourself right here, right now. Now, that also alleviates, if not eliminates, the second problem that you presented. Okay, when you're genuinely happy, you have family issues and those sudden waves of sadness and loneliness, a lot of those issues are simply you having a weak foundation of self-love. You've built up this tall tower, which is constructed of all of the self-development habits that you've implemented into your life. But because you don't have that foundation of self-love, any strong gust of wind can knock that tower over and knock you off of your purpose. It can knock you out of alignment with your higher self, with your best version. So you have to learn to love yourself right now because self-love is unconditional. That's when you love yourself even when you don't like yourself. That's when you love yourself when you have family issues. You love yourself when you're lonely, when you're sad. These are fleeting feelings that you have. These are fleeting emotions that pass through you if you allow them to. But if you put up this wall of not loving yourself, you refuse to love yourself right here, right now, you resist your experience in the present moment, including but not limited to failure, then you'll never allow those feelings to pass through you completely. And the residuals will stay stagnant within you. And they'll grow, and they'll grow, and they'll grow. And eventually, they'll consume you. In other words, you have to learn to love yourself right here, right now. That is the answer to both of your problems, if not all of your problems. The next dilemma is from Anonymous. Hey Jordan, recently I've been trying to get my confidence up and it's been working a lot recently. I've actually managed to pull a lot more girls than usual and I have more confidence around people. Though up until recently, someone spread a kind of cringe video of me and now a bunch of people are flaming me for it. FYI, the video is from about 3 years ago and now most of the confidence I've built up has almost felt like it's gone away because of the video. Any tips on how to gain it back? Well, Anonymous, the same thing applies to you. Your confidence was contingent upon external factors. And understand that confidence can come as a result, as a byproduct of success, but it has to start somewhere. And that start, that foundation, is a decision. It is you deciding to love yourself right now. You see, something that you probably did here is that you conflated confidence with self-love. And while the two go hand in hand, they're not the same thing. Confidence is often contingent upon you overcoming adversity, you making promises to yourself and you keeping them, so on and so forth. Self-love is a decision that you make. You decide to love yourself. It is a choice that you make in the here and now. Because, like I said earlier, if you make your self-love contingent upon external factors, i.e. the girls that you're pulling in, you'll never actually love yourself. You'll never fill that void because nothing outside of you can fill it. All you're doing is trying to find permission from other people to fill that void. And that's why that video being spread around, which, by the way, the people who did that are very insecure within themselves. That's why they felt the need to tear you down, because misery loves company. And they probably saw that you were progressing in terms of your self-worth, and they felt like it was intimidating for them because they didn't know how to do the same. But I digress. The only way to combat those types of people or to rebuild that confidence is to love yourself right here, right now. And a big part of that is embracing your insecurities. You have to learn to embrace your insecurities right here, right now, as you are. Okay, so this is actually a major blessing in disguise. Like I said, they did it out of insecurity, but it's all about how you perceive it. You can't control how other people respond to it. But one thing that I've realized in life is that if you know how to laugh at yourself, you're invincible. Nobody can do anything to you. Nobody can say anything to you because you love yourself and you're willing to laugh at yourself. And a lot of times when you respond with love and kindness because you love yourself so much that you have nothing else to give except for love and kindness, not only will you be invincible to those people, but your energy will be contagious and it will enable other people to liberate themselves from their own insecurities. It all comes down to loving yourself in the here and now. Love yourself even when you don't like yourself. And that's much easier said than done. I understand that. But remember, it's a choice that you make. It's a choice that you make. And the choice that needs to be made is as simple as being present, not resisting the present moment. Right now, you're not happy with your life situation. And that's fine. Learn to love that. Stop resisting that unhappiness. And then from there, as you dissolve that resistance, you can dissolve the unhappiness itself. So you go down the layers of your distress until you find that core present moment awareness and that self-love, which makes you invincible to other people's attacks. The next dilemma is from Anonymous as well. I'm 15 years old and I'm in the 10th grade in Germany. I struggle with insecurities and feeling inferior to other people. At the same time, I feel that I know more than other people. My insecurities are that I am not attractive in terms of face structure and my face is unsymmetrical, which is the reason I don't take pictures of myself. Additionally, the clothes that I wear are not good. Furthermore, I am 5'6" and I'm Indian. I don't have many friends. I'm kind of a loner and sit during breaks in school by myself. I'm aware that I am passive and I'm not dominant, which makes me feel unmasculine. I'm not much of a leader, and in group projects I either do everything or do very little and just fight with other people. I am scared to hurt other people and make others feel uncomfortable because I think that I am unlovable, which makes me low-key suicidal. I feel kind of bad and feel that something is wrong with me for listening to drill music, King Von, K Flock, Fabio Foreign, Pop Smoke, etc., because it's mostly about aggression and violence. I'm aware that I have a lot of aggression, but I release it into listening to such type of music. I'm aware that this is all over the place and that I don't have a specific question, but I was just hoping that you could give some advice. By the way, love your videos. Congratulations on 100,000 subscribers. Anonymous, I appreciate that. Now, we have a lot to unpack here. But basically, before I get into the rest of the stuff, before I get into the more surface level aspects of how you could change your life, the same answer applies to you as well. You have to love yourself in the here and now. If you don't love yourself right now, there is nothing that I can tell you that is going to make you love yourself. You can be on 5 years of NoFap. You can be the swollest dude in your school. You could be the best looking dude at your school. You might go through a glow up. You might get the baddest girl to mess with you. Doesn't matter. If you don't love yourself, you don't love yourself. And your experience itself, your internal experience, will not change. And that's what you guys need to understand. When you make your self-love conditional, you will never actually experience it. Now, with that being said, you said that your face is not symmetrical. Neither is mine. My face isn't symmetrical either. I still feel like I'm a pretty good looking person. I've had people tell me that I'm good looking. And the thing is, I can tell that you're holding yourself to the standards of the people around you. Okay, you're an Indian in Germany, which I don't know the demographics there, but I'm assuming that you're in the minority there. I'm also in the minority where I live, but I still feel like I'm a good looking person because I take good care of myself. And you want to know why I take good care of myself? It's because I love myself. Now, you said that you have a lot of pent up aggression, and that right there is actually really, really good fuel for working out. You can't really control how symmetrical your face is. What you can control is your body. You can control whether or not you're in the gym putting in work. You said that you're 5'6". At 15, that is not short. I don't know who told you that you're short, but at 15, I believe I was at most 5'4". At the absolute most. And there were still girls that liked me. So I don't really feel like that's as much of a problem as you're making it seem like. I can tell that you consume a lot of manosphere type content, red pill, black pill, so on and so forth. And what you guys need to understand, I'm going to go on a little rant real quick. You guys need to understand that these people are feeding off of your insecurities. They are utilizing your unwillingness or your inability to embrace your emotions and accept your emotions. They're utilizing that emotional suppression against you because they know that they can control you by doing that. That's how they market to you, is by tapping into your emotions, the emotions that you refuse to accept. Now, your infatuation with drill music is a projection of that. It is a projection of your unwillingness to love yourself and the negative emotions that you currently feel, especially regarding the perceptions that you have about yourself. You feel insecure, you feel unlovable, and you feel like you need to overcompensate with aggression and violence and pain. Okay, more often than not, when you're in a position like this where you feel unlovable and you've been told that you're unlovable, whether directly or indirectly, a lot of times you become addicted to the pain because that's your identity. You are identifying with your pain. And because you're identifying with your pain, you subconsciously seek out more opportunities to feel said pain. This is why you need to go within and do the shadow work and learn to love yourself in the present moment. Because if you don't, if you only change the surface level, that foundation will still be weak. And the moment that that strong gust of wind knocks on the side of your building, it collapses. And now you're back at square one, except now not only do you have to rebuild, but you have to clear the rubble as well. And that's a feeling that nobody wants to experience. So you have to make sure that you love yourself in the here and now by choosing to love yourself for the resistance that you feel. Love yourself for feeling unlovable. And if you can't do that, love yourself for not being able to love yourself for feeling unlovable. You have to love yourself from where you are right here, right now. Because what other choice do you have? That's your natural state of being. All you need to do is stop resisting it. Stop resisting who you are. Learn to love yourself, and you'd be surprised at how people gravitate toward you.